Hey there everybody, welcome back to the guide. Next up in the series, we'll be collecting all the blue coins in Corona Mountain. Alrighty, we've collected 210 of Super Mario Sunshine's 240 blue coins, and now it's time to tackle one of the most frustrating areas to collect blue coins in. Corona Mountain is a pretty interesting stage in that, from what I understand, from the little bit that I've read about it, Corona Mountain was actually supposed to be a full-fledged stage. It was going to have, a set of shines, and there was going to be a similar amount of content as, the other stages in Super Mario Sunshine, but due to the time constraints and sort of the crunch that the development team got into at the end of the development of this game, the level was cut down to what we have here today. Another difference from other stages is Corona Mountain only has 10 blue coins. We collected one back there on one of those platforms, and unfortunately the rest of them are all going to be over here near the end of the level. You'll see them floating just over the surface of the lava, and we'll have to use this boat here to collect them. Now, controlling this boat is most certainly the hardest part of collecting blue coins in Corona Mountain. As you can see, I'm using FLUDD and the spray nozzle to sort of change its direction and push it forward. But in addition to what direction you shoot FLUDD, also where you're standing in the boat has an effect, I believe. I've noticed that I will shoot in a certain direction while standing in the back of the boat and I'll get one result, and then if you go stand in the front of the boat and shoot in the same direction, it may turn in the opposite direction. So you kind of have to be aware of where you're standing in the boat. And if nothing else, I'd say try to be consistent about where you're standing. I like to stand in the back. And I've waited way too long to say that if you bump into anything, the boat sinks. That should have been, I'm sorry, that should have been the first thing that I said. That's like the most important thing about kind of maneuvering and navigating this back area is if you even tap any terrain, the boat sinks. So that's sort of the dangerous part about this whole section right here. So move slowly. Know that there's no time limit on the boat. Yes, it will sink if you bump into something, but if you have to stop and just take a breather for a second, that's okay. There's no rush. In fact, just go slow. Go nice and slow, nice and easy, make little tiny adjustments, and just sort of navigate around these pillars. Now, one thing you can do if you want to sort of cheese this room, if you're willing to cheat it, one thing you can do is actually just jump off the boat, just say, forget you boat, jump off and hover to a coin and grab it before you fall into the lava. It's sort of funny in this game. You don't need to collect the blue coins and then survive and finish the level. You just have to touch them. Once you collect them, you're given that save screen, and then that blue coin is collected for good. You've got it. So even if you fall into the lava 1 second after collecting the blue coin, it still counts. So again, if you're struggling with the boat, and I know a lot of people do struggle with the boat. I mean, look at me right now. I'm spinning around in circles trying to get the boat to go the right way. But if you've just had it with this room, you're frustrated, one thing you can do is get to the center platform in the middle of this room, which you do have to ride the boat to, unfortunately, but it's a straight shot, so it's a little bit easier, right? But you get to the center platform, and then from there, you can actually reach all of the blue coins just from hovering from the middle platform, and you can collect them all. Unfortunately, every single time you collect a blue coin, you're pretty much gonna die. The ones that are close to the middle platform, you can actually do a fancy jump. You can spin jump to them and then hover back, but it's kind of difficult. So just kind of expect to die after collecting every blue coin. And yeah, unfortunately, you have to make your way from the beginning of the level all the way to this part of the level if you want to do it that way. But, for some people, that's better than trying to manipulate this stupid boat. So, make your decision there. But like I said, you're going to kind of see me do it here. We're going to have a little bit of a little surprise here in a few seconds, and you can probably guess what's going to happen. Aside from that, unfortunately, that's probably all the advice I got for this room. Again, if you decide to try and stick to the boat method, just keep going slow. As you can see, I'm just barely tapping the trigger, keeping things moving, because once it starts going too fast and you try to correct it going full speed, it can just get so out of control so quickly. You're almost certainly going to plow into something, and you're going to have to start over anyway. So you may as well be careful, take it nice and slow, nice and easy. It might take a little bit longer. It's so tempting to want to go fast because you just want it to be done. But don't do it. Don't do it. Nice and easy. Now, unfortunately, this is where things kind of go sideways for me here in the clip. As you can see, apparently I was just barely too close to the center platform. I struck it, and that caused the boat to sink immediately. But fortunately, that doesn't look like it was too bad. It's not like I felt like I needed to redo that take. As you can see, I was able to sort of show off how you can jump and reach even the furthest blue coins there from the center platform. And I was able to collect that one coin, and having respawned, now there's only one more blue coin for us to collect, so not too bad. I'm happy with it. I'll take it. But yeah, that's basically what collecting the blue coins individually just by hovering over to them would look like. You can kind of imagine how that would go. Basically, you get to right here where I'm standing right now, and then just pick up one of the remaining blue coins, hover out there, grab it, die, respawn, get back to the center platform, and do it all again. So anyway, that's how I collect all the blue coins in Corona Mountain. It's a frustrating one, but we're almost there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.